Well, the Pope made headlines this week when he bashed trickle-down economics. That's the economic theory championed by many anti-tax deregulation conservatives.
This economic statement from the Holy Father is the most recent in a long line of controversial positions since he took the helm.
So what we did, we asked two San Francisco priests if Pope Francis is getting too political. This week, the Pope laid out his 224-page paper outlining his beliefs on hot-button issues like abortion and church hierarchy. But it's this sentence on trickle-down economics that stole the show. He wrote, "Some people continue to defend trickle-down theories. This opinion expresses a crude and naive trust in the goodness of those wielding economic power." Strong words. At the University of San Francisco, we asked Father John Koeplin if the Holy Father's getting too political.
I don't believe so at all.
Koeplin says nothing the Pope said or did in these first 8 months has surprised him, including his commentary on trickle-down economics.
He's very concerned about especially helping the poor people to be able to get out of their particular circumstances.
Political or not, Pope Francis's statements are earning him brownie points with the faithful. In a recent Pew poll, 79% of American Catholics gave the Holy Father a favorable score. But that same poll shows a likable Pope doesn't necessarily translate to more parishioners in the pews. Americans who call themselves Catholic hasn't budged above 22%. At St. Paul's in Noe Valley, Father Mario Ferrana hears only praise of the Pope.
I think what he's about is what we need.
Father Mario says the Pope using modern political phrases like trickle-down economics is the leader's way of speaking directly to his flock.
I think he has to use modern-day language, modern-day images to get across what he's talking about. What he's saying is, God has blessed you. Use what you have, not just for yourself, but for others.
Still, some Catholics are unhappy with their new Pope, fearful he's taking the church down a non-traditional path, even labeling him a liberal.
Concern for the poor and the whole idea of social justice, if that by definition somehow indicates liberal, then I would have to say that if that's going to be the definition of what you mean, then yes.
So this is not the first controversial topic Pope Francis has tackled. If you remember back in July, he made comments about gays. The Pope told reporters, if someone is gay and he searches for the Lord and has goodwill, he said, who am I to judge? He added that homosexual acts are a sin, but gay people should be a part of our society.
He's now made some moves on divorce, of course.
Yes.
At this point, most marriages end in divorce, so that was a real issue for the Catholic Church because could they still receive sacraments? Could you be married a second time? And a lot of that is based on annulment.
But there's still big questions looming in front of him, big challenges. We still have the question about priests and the scandals involving
and
the
should we
priesthood.
let women have a higher position in the church?
Exactly. And he is not the first pope to wade into the political arena. Remember, Pope John Paul II had some really harsh words for communism and was seen as a key reason why that entire system changed. So it'll be interesting. And he was, by the way, I think you noted, his comments about trickle-down weren't just about outside, they were inside the church as well. He said he'd like to see a little more out on the streets and a little less inside politics.
That's a little lifting of the veil that we don't see from the Vatican very often.
Keep your eyes. This guy's going to